Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in to Grid Engineer Cycles. Sorry that's been a while. It's been a really busy spring and now summer here at the shop, and saying it is mostly just a one man and a dog operation, and the dog spends most of her time looking out the window. I've been busy, but today I'm going to show you how to rebuild a Rockshox suspension seat post. These are pretty easy and straightforward to do, and luckily, thanks to suspension fork parts, you can still get the elastomers for these, medium or firm, so two different options. I normally just do firm when I rebuild stuff. In general, I feel like it'll fit a larger range of audiences. So let's get this apart, and I'll show you how that all goes, and then we will put it back together. Okay, so now we don't need many tools for this project. You're just going to need a 6mm Allen, your new elastomer, and some slick oleum grease. Super basic to take apart. There's a bottom threaded piece. This is what would apply tension to adjust the feel of the elastomer. So we're going to thread that out. It's just going to keep coming out. And then your spacer and your old elastomer should come out. Now you also push up the rubber boot, grab the collar, give that some spins, and that's going to come out. So now the whole top piece of the post is going to come out. So we got that. So now we're just going to get everything clean. So you can see like the old elastomers start to deteriorate over time. This one's gotten all holy. It's actually still pretty bendy, but when squished, the seat post had like no give. So we're going to put a new one in. And we also, you can see there's all this residue on here. This O-ring is pretty shot. We're just going to take that off so we can get everything clean for now. Yeah. Just deteriorated elastomer and grease. So first step, scrub everything down. Suspension fork parts is the same company that I got the elastomers for the Manitou forks. They have, if you can dream it, and it's elastomer-based fork, they probably have the pieces for it, which is great. If you've rebuilt any other suspension, you'll know the drill. We just want to get everything clean. Now in here, there is grooves that correspond with these grooves. That's so that the seat post, once installed, isn't going to be able to spin around about 360 degrees. It's locked it in place. So that's why they're there. Now, in the post, there is one more spacer. That would go on top of the elastomer. Just trying to get this cleaned out in here. And you don't need to remove that plastic washer spacer unless it's really filthy. This one I can tell by looking in there, it's not in too bad of condition. So, open up our new elastomer. Now, it is a little bit longer. Two things. This one's probably been compressed over many years of use, hence why it didn't feel good to begin with. Two, they could be a different durometer reading, but we'll have enough adjustment with this screw that it won't matter. The great thing is they send you grease, slick oleum, to lube all this up. I have it in the tube, so I just keep those sealed. So we want to completely cover this with a thin layer of the slick oleum. This is going to reduce any friction inside the seat post while this is moving. So just lightly coat this. Now that is going to go on the bottom. Our bottom piece goes in. And before I start to add any tension to anything, I'm going to put the top in also. Just so we don't want to cross thread anything. You'll also want to put a thin coat of the slick oleum on here. And then remember those grooves. Now, there we go. So I'll completely tighten the top first. And then we want to finish threading in. Oops. You'll see that we missed a piece. An important piece. We missed our spacer. Let's push that back in there. Then we put the threaded nut on. And we start threading. And then we test. So I've probably a 1/4 inch plus of threads are showing. And now that is your adjustment. Feels so much better. I did realize that I forgot to put the O-ring back on. So I'm going to do that quick. We're going to put this O-ring back on, and we're going to put a little slick oleum on it too. Its job's just to help keep grime and water from getting into the internals of the seat post. I like to make sure I get that collar threaded on nicely. And then we put our spacer back in, which probably wouldn't hurt to put a dab of grease on that too, just to make sure it doesn't bind. Toss that in there. And now we'll be officially done. So that's quick and easy. Everybody who has a 6mm Allen in their toolbox can rebuild one of these seat posts. Nothing crazy going on. Boot back down. So much better than it was. So there we go. That is a fully rebuilt Rockshox suspension seat post.